Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Super happy to be here again. It's been a long week, so happy to be back here with everybody. Today I'm going to be doing a question and answer video, and it's going to be about how to create a sacred space. So I'm going to go into a little bit of how to create a sacred space when you're meditating, how to create that same kind of space just in general for yourself. Also, a sacred space to meet our guides, to just go and be kind of a comfort space within our mind or in our homes, how to kind of set up, I have my kind of stuff over here, but how to set up a sacred space for yourself. So I'm going to go into that kind of thing. First, I'm going to do my little spiel. So every week I do a question and answer video. If you basically what that is I read a question that someone has and I answer it here to the best of my knowledge and from my experience and from what Spirit has to say. So if you do have a question, you can comment on this video, or you can always go to my website, which is spiritualguidance33.com, and you can go all the way down to the bottom, and there's a place for you to ask your question. So feel free to do that. You can also find me on Facebook. My name is Josh Bickers, Intuitive Advisor. So look that up if you want, and you can ask there. So tons of ways to submit a question, and I welcome them all. I put them in a folder, and then I just kind of go through each question. So let me see. Today's question says, Josh, thank you for everything that you do. I really appreciate your videos. And then it goes into saying that let me see. It's kind of a little bit of a long one, so I'm skipping through some of the stuff that was said. Okay, so recently I've been meditating, and it sounds like I am hearing everyone on earth. I also feel like I am mingling with other energies. How do I create a sacred space to make myself not hear those voices and not feel those energies? All right, so as I'm reading that question, I'm getting all kinds of stuff that I want to talk about. So I'm kind of like pausing while I'm reading it. So there's so much to talk about there. So where I would want to go with it is, okay, so there's so many different ways to create a sacred space. You can create a physical sacred space, such as something along the lines of this here, where you just have a space in your house. It can even be a corner of a room where you sit down and meditate every night, and that's your sacred space. Even just not this, but if it's just a chair, and you create that space every night. I meditate here at 8 o'clock or whatever time it may be. So there's that kind of a space. You can also decorate it. You can have your, crosses. You can have some sage. You can have a Mother Mary statue. You can have a Buddha statue. Crosses, anything like that. A place where you light an incense and relax. So have a water fountain, or a diffuser with some essential oil, and so on. So you can create a room or a space in a room where you do have that sacred space. And when you go there, your guides and the universe, God, knows that is your sacred space. That's where you go. Now, that's not going to necessarily stop from hearing the voices and the energy, but I feel like I need to mention that part. You can have a space in your house that you go to, and I'm going to tell you here in a second how to create a space where you're not hearing those voices and so on. But I think with this, where I'm being led is to just talk about all kinds of different sacred spaces and how to utilize them. So hopefully it answers your question after the video is done. So you can do that in your house. Along with that, what I like to do when I go into meditation and I'm trying, so short story. When I was holding meetups locally, and I would have people, different speakers come and speak to everyone that comes, and I would speak as well on the days that we don't have a speaker that comes, and so on. I was kind of the facilitator of the meetup, and also I would speak, but I love to have other people come in. I love to see all of the different points of views from everyone. So someone came in there and they actually taught us all how to kind of seal a room off. Now they did it differently than what I'm going to say, but it really makes a difference. What I noticed in that moment when she explained it to us is when you close your eyes and you really pay attention, you can feel vibration. You can hear the vibration. You can hear, at least I can. I feel like I can hear every conversation going on around me or in the world. I mean, it's just, that's why a lot of people like nighttime, because it's so quiet. A while ago, I had a job where I was working third shift and I was outside at night, and it was just so quiet, and I was wondering, what is the difference? And then I worked into the morning, and then once it hit a certain time, I started realizing that it was just loud. Like, the universe was loud. Everything was just loud. And then I came to realize that I was hearing everyone's either thoughts or talking, and just hearing all of that commotion going on in the world, universal noise, pretty much. So when we closed that room off, I really noticed that it was just quiet. It was just me. I wasn't hearing everyone's conversations or thoughts. So it was a really big moment for me to realize that you can do such a thing. So you have your room, you have your space, and even if you don't, that's fine. Before I do healings, I do what I'm getting ready to mention. Before I do sessions, I do this method, and so on. So what you do, you sit down to meditate, and I always call in Archangel Michael, I call in Archangel Gabriel, and most of the time I call on Archangel Raphael and my spirit guides. And I ask them to assist me in placing a bubble of bright light protection around myself. That you have to do yourself, the bubble of bright light protection. You have to do the bubble. You have to visualize it. Don't depend on your guides to place it on you. You place it. But then I ask for the archangels and the guides to bless this bubble with the highest love and light, and to make this bubble protect us, and so on. After I do that, I then ask them to assist me on blocking off the room. So if, say you're just in a square room, it's just a regular little square room, you can visualize, starting at a corner, you can visualize a wall of light going all the way down to the other corner, then a wall of light going down the other wall of light going down that one, then a wall of light starting over here and connecting with your very first wall of light, bright light or golden light, or whatever you feel the need to do. Different colors do different things and mean different things. So just be careful with what you do, because it can set the mood differently. Excuse me. And then I do the ceiling all the way across, and then I do the floor. When you seal that up, it becomes your sacred physical space, energy-wise. Like I said, you have the physical part that you can do, but energetically, it's now yours. Now, if you're ever, and I know I'm going a little bit off topic, but if you're a psychic or you're a medium or a healer or anything, and you're out at, like, say, a psychic fair doing work, or someone's house, or whatever it may be, that you feel like you can't block the rooms off, you can create a cylinder that comes down, goes all the way down into the earth, goes up as high as you can possibly imagine around yourself, however big you want. And that cylinder it's holding your energy and your client's energy. None of the outside stuff's going to get in. So you're not going to feel the energy of others. You're not going to hear the talk of others. You're not going to hear the chatter and feel the lingering energy around, or the vibrations or anything, for the most part. So you can do that. set that wall, the wall barriers, and that will create a sacred space for you. Now, I want to mention there is no set way to do that. That's how I do it. However you feel led to do it, that's how you should do it. If you don't want to call on archangels, if you feel like you're not led, then you don't have to. If you want to make, if you see, bars going across like a cage or something, whatever in the world you come up with is fine. So that is that. And then another way that I think I want to talk about is creating a sacred space within our mind. So when I was meditating, a teacher taught me, my very first teacher, she went through each one of my chakras, and we went through and we bonded and we healed and did a bunch of stuff. And now I have a class that is spun off of that, that I teach. There's a program that I teach. It's an 8 or 9 week course. When I got to my crown chakra, I was shown this sacred space. And I guess I'll go into that. So when I started to meditate, I went into this space. It's a beautiful green area with a lake or a little pond, a seat by the pond. And within that sacred space, there's different places. It's almost like a little island. It's not a huge island. You can see everything right where you're at, but there's little parts there. So the first time I went, it was just a bench. I talked with my guides, and that was a great conversation. Then I came back the next day, and there was now a cave that went deep down, and that cave actually signified going down within myself. And I was shown by my higher self a whole bunch of different stuff that I needed to work on. Then the next day, there was a healing table there where I lay on the healing table, and this master healer will just heal me energetically. And there's just so many different things that are there that I can utilize. So you can create a sacred space within your mind. And what you can do is during meditation, just ask your spirit guides to help guide you. Say, I want to be taken to my sacred space, or I want to create a sacred space. Whatever you want to do. If you don't want to create it, your guides will take you to one of the best places they see fit for you, and they can see a lot of things that you can't sometimes. So do it however you want, but go to that sacred space and just enjoy it. You can meet your guides there. You can meet loved ones there, past loved ones there. You can just go there to relax and release any kind of energy or tension or anything that's going on. And like I said, there's all kinds of stuff there for me to utilize now. I mean, there's a portal to go astral traveling. I mean, there's just so much stuff there. So anyway, yours doesn't have to be that, though. Yours doesn't have to have all of that stuff. You can simply just have a sacred space where you go, you sit down, and you relax, and that's your sacred space. So you add a physical space where you have all of your items that make you feel comfortable, crystals, whatever it is you feel led to have, and you create that. Then you block off your walls with that light. Then before you do that, obviously, you bless yourself with a bubble of protection. You block off the room, and then you go into this sacred space. I mean, it's amazing. It really is. You're just there. You don't hear anything. You're not mingling with anything. Excuse me. You just feel at ease, and you can get so much accomplished there. If you are not able to talk with your spirit guides yet and communicate with spirit, that's perfectly fine. You can still do all of this stuff. It's all visualization. And if you can't visualize, then you can go into feeling and just kind of knowing that these barriers are set and so on. So I want you to try it. And I mean, if you try it and it's, an amazing experience, comment and let me know, or give me a like or whatever. Let me know that it's helpful to you, because it was extremely helpful to me. Let me think if there's anything else that I want to talk about with that. Okay, so the last thing that I would say about creating your sacred space is there's no wrong way to do it, and do whatever makes you feel comfortable and makes you feel safe. Because when you're meditating and you're in that state, you need to feel safe and you need to be able to relax, be comfortable, and so on. So a comfortable chair is important. I know a lot of people have their favorite chair that they meditate in, and that's all only thing they'll meditate in. Find that happy place, and you can get a lot accomplished with your life, or about your life, things that you need to contemplate on. If you are talking with your spirit guides, you can go sit down and have an actual conversation with them in this safe space. And yeah, I think that's about all I feel led to do right now. So hopefully this answered your question. Hopefully this helped you all out. I think it's amazing once you learn to utilize all of that. If this helped you in any way, give me a like. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, if you want to get notifications when I post a video. And other than that, I want all of you to have an amazing day, an amazing week. Times are real crazy right now, and there's a lot of stuff coming up for a lot of people. So when things go down, just continue to understand that it's happening for a reason. Head forward, facing forward, and you just keep moving forward. Don't allow it to affect you negatively. Just do your best. So with that, I want to thank you all. Love you all. Have a good, great week and a great day. See you later.